Following heavy rains that caused flooding in the town of San Ignacio, Mulej Municipality, Baja California Sur, authorities have begun rehabilitation work in the area now that the rainfall has subsided. Mayor Edith Aguilar Villavicencio reported that roads have been repaired, removing debris and stones that were obstructing traffic both within the town and on the Transpeninsular Highway. He also mentioned that the forecast for showers continues, and he asked the population to remain vigilant. He added that food and water supplies were delivered to the community. The councilor noted that they have received support from the state government and communities in Baja California, including resources from Ensenada, Tijuana, and even San Diego, California. Meanwhile, brigades from the Mexican Army and the Navy continue their support efforts in hard-to-reach communities, participating in the restoration of communication routes. The State Civil Protection Undersecretariat reported that operations are continuing to remove a gas tractor trailer that was stuck in a sinkhole and blocking a section of the Transpeninsular Highway. Therefore, an alternate route has been opened so motorists can cross with caution. Rural communities in the southern part of the state, such as El Triunfo and San Antonio in La Paz, reported that streams had reached historic levels, prompting civil protection to warn residents not to cross them. The National Meteorological Service warned that scattered and localized rainfall of between 15 and 30 millimeters could continue on Thursday, with thunderstorms in virtually all 5 municipalities in the state, including Mulej, the hardest-hit area. The Mexican monsoon will bring very heavy rains to Nayarit, Sinaloa, and Durango, heavy rains to Baja California Sur, Chihuahua, and Sonora, and showers with occasional rain showers to Baja California. Low-pressure channels, combined with the entry of humid air from the Gulf of Mexico and the Pacific Ocean, will bring intense rains to Oaxaca, very heavy rains to Veracruz and Guerrero, heavy rains to Puebla, Morelos, Mexico City, the State of Mexico, San Luis Potosí, and Tamaulipas, and showers with occasional rain showers to Tlaxcala, Hidalgo, Querétaro, Guanajuato, Aguascalientes, Zacatecas, Nuevo León, and Coahuila. Tropical wave number 33, which will move over the Yucatan Peninsula and southeastern Mexico, in addition to the entry of humid air from the Caribbean Sea, in interaction with a trough aloft over the eastern Gulf of Mexico, will cause intense rainfall in Chiapas and very heavy rainfall in Quintana Roo, Yucatan, Campeche, and Tabasco. A low-pressure area with the probability of cyclonic development off the coast of Jalisco will generate very heavy rainfall in Michoacán, Colima, and Jalisco, accompanied by waves of 2.0 to 3.0 meters in height on the coasts of Jalisco, Colima, and Michoacán. Finally, the warm to hot environment will continue in the afternoon across most of the country, with maximum temperatures above 35 degrees Celsius in areas of Baja California Sur, Sonora, Sinaloa, Chihuahua, San Luis Potosí, Nayarit, Jalisco, Colima, Michoacán, Oaxaca, Tabasco, and Campeche. The rains recorded this Thursday impacted different areas of the municipalities of Mexicali and San Felipe, according to data from the Baja California Peninsula Basin Organization, OCPBC. Precipitation reached 35.2 millimeters in the central area of Mexicali, 11.8 millimeters in the eastern area, and 15.3 millimeters of water were recorded in San Felipe. Given these conditions, the Mexicali State Public Services Commission, CESPM, reported that it received a total of 396 citizen reports related to puddles and water accumulations, which were addressed during the afternoon, evening, and early morning with the support of specialized crews and equipment. The rains began around 1 p.m. in San Felipe, where Zone 10 Network's personnel installed pumping equipment on the seawall and the central sump to remove accumulated water. In Mexicali, the rainfall began around 4:30 p.m. in the eastern and western areas, spreading toward the city center starting at 6 p.m., with continuous rain until around 8 p.m. Among the immediate actions, CSPM installed pumping equipment at strategic points such as Colonia El Vidrio, Colonia Agualeguas, Braulio Maldonado, Ege Central, Alta Loma, and Cayamaca in Villa Colonial, Antiguo Drain Mexicali north of Casa Maya, Colonia Jasmines, San Miguel, Infinavit Cucapa, Avenida Colon, and the San Felipe Boardwalk. Additionally, 10 sewage removal trucks were deployed to address flooding caused primarily by storm drains blocked by trash. The areas served include Culiacan River, former Coahuila Ejido, Zone 4, Camino Apoyo Zone 2, Pueblo Nuevo, Villa Fontana, Zona Centro, Junipero Serra and San Lorenzo Streets, Mixteca Street in Angeles de Puebla, Rio Nuevo and Anahuac Streets, Tarragona and Castellan Streets, Macristy Street, West Stone Street, Colonia Nueva, Heroica Puebla, Aurora, Laguna to Viesca Street, and Juventud 2000 Street, as well as various sections of Rio Nuevo. The state-owned company emphasized that the work improved mobility at critical points such as Campeche and Puebla Streets, the Vista Hermosa subdivision, the Flores Magan neighborhood, Bernardo Reyes Street, and the La Cachanilla area at the intersection of James W. Stone Causeway and Colon Avenue. Finally, CESPM reported that pumping crews and desilting trucks remain in operation these days, addressing pending flooding in coordination with municipal and state authorities, with the goal of ensuring the safety of residents and restoring traffic on affected roads. At least 4 sinkholes appeared in various parts of Mexicali after the downpour that hit the city Thursday afternoon/evening. The largest flood occurred at the intersection of Zaragoza and Calle I, where a depth of almost 1.5 meters was reported. Personnel from the State Public Services Commission, CESPM, responded to the situation, as it was located next to a sewer and exposed 2 pipes. A sinkhole was also reported in front of the offices of the Baja California State Electoral Institute on Rio Macarito Street, near the corner of Calzada Cuauhtemoc. According to information from CESPM, there were more on Tabasco Avenue and 1 more on Argentina Street, and another sinkhole was detected on Colon Avenue. Additionally, CESPM personnel used a hydropneumatic suction truck on streets such as Argentina and Sanson Flores, in the Hippico neighborhood, and on Colon Avenue to drain the roads. In several neighborhoods of Mexicali, power outages were reported in blocks caused by downed power lines, confirmed personnel from the Federal Electricity Commission, CFE. The worst hit was on the airport road, near the Abasolo neighborhood, where 3 power lines collapsed. In the Miraflores and Carranza neighborhoods, there were also reports of collapsed power poles, as well as in Villa Verde. A power outage due to a fallen utility pole was also reported on the highway to San Felipe. According to CFE, these were isolated incidents, and full service should be restored by Friday afternoon. A late summer storm system brought heavy rain to parts of the Southland, triggered mudslides in San Bernardino, and washed away a vehicle in the Inland Empire, killing a 2-year-old boy. The downpour arrived Thursday afternoon and dumped several inches of water across San Bernardino County's mountains and foothills, creating isolated pockets of danger and chaos that first responders scrambled to reach. Brandon Padilla Aguilera, 26, was driving with his 2-year-old son Xavier Padilla Aguilera when floodwaters pushed their car off the roadway in Barstow on Thursday evening. According to authorities, the pair were swept out of the vehicle and carried north by the wash. The father was found that evening on an island created by the floodwaters, but his son was nowhere to be seen. After more than 20 hours of searching, The boy's body was found Friday afternoon in the San Bernardino County Flood Control Channel south of the Mojave River, the Barstow Police Department said.
Oh my God.
Our hearts go out to the family and loved ones during this unimaginably difficult time, the department said in a statement. Xavier's death occurred amid a late summer monsoon storm system, remnants of Tropical Storm Mario, that brought sweltering heat and unpredictable showers and thunderstorms to the region. In Forest Falls, Anton Summers' cell phone was down to 1% Friday, and he said it was unclear when the power would be restored to his neighborhood, one of several mountain communities affected by mudslides. Almost all my neighbors have minor damage, he said in a short phone interview. Sommer said mud debris poured into neighborhood backyards, toppling at least one residential propane tank and triggering a gas leak. Vehicles were submerged in mud, and photos shared on social media showed leaning utility poles and large rocks, branches and roots covering two-lane roads. Sommer, who lives off Torrey Pines Drive, said his neighbor's home, which is 3 doors down, was hit the hardest. The home sits just off Slide Creek. The guy barely hung on when the mud came through, he said of his neighbor. To the north at Camp Cedar Falls, parts of Cedar Falls Road were buried in a mudslide Thursday, trapping drivers who had to wait for hours to be freed, according to a Caltrans District 8 Facebook post. Other county residents were caught outside. One of the residents we actually talked to, he was pinned against his house and he literally thought he was going to die, San Bernardino County Fire Department spokesperson Sean Millerick told KTLA. So he said he couldn't believe how fast the debris and the mud got to that house, with the precipitation we had yesterday. And that's a message to everyone, that when you're in these areas of burn scars and canyons and places we know have debris flows, you're not going to hear it coming or see it coming, Millerick added. It's just going to be upon you because this is a freight train of water. On Thursday, thunderstorms rolled through the region, dropping about 4.41 inches of rain on Running Springs, 2.55 inches on Big Bear Lake North Shore, 2.5 inches on Fawnskin, and 0.54 inches on Oak Glen, according to National Weather Service meteorologist Lauren Villafani. Thursday's downpour triggered a debris flow between Oak Glen and Forest Falls that carried trees, mud, and boulders, according to San Bernardino County Supervisor Don Rowe. In Oak Glen, Birch Creek overflowed, with video showing a river of mud running by the Oak Glen Steakhouse. Several homes were impacted. It isn't safe yet for damage assessment teams to go out to survey the damage, according to Rowe. It's really thick, sloppy, and muddy, and all the loaders and excavators are working to clear the channel, Rowe said. Residents are safe. I don't know any incidents of injuries to human beings. Casey Geib, general manager of the Oak Glen Steakhouse, told CBS News that he and his co-workers dug their cars out of the debris. I thought we would never see mud at this level again, he said. This time was a lot more aggressive than the last. On Friday, the roads in Forest Falls were cleared after mudslides impacted a couple of areas and nearly trapped residents, Rowe said. Animals have been killed, others reported lost. 2 homes have been red-tagged. I'm looking at storm clouds rolling in right now, Rowe told The Times. This burn scar area is from the El Dorado fire, and I think we all thought there was enough regrowth. These boulders are as big as cars, and if there is an evacuation order, I would love our residents to take that as seriously as they can and get out so they remain safe. The wet weather is expected to fizzle out through the weekend, but forecasts say that there's the potential for another round of tropical weather next week. The mudslide that hit Cedar Falls Road overnight Thursday included parts of an old burn scar from the El Dorado fire, according to Caltrans. The debris flow is from the El Dorado fire, and that mountain peak has an extremely high elevation that is out of reach for even the most experienced contractors. Caltrans said in a Facebook post that fire caused severe terrain damage that has forever changed the scope of that area. State Route 38 through the San Bernardino Mountains was closed Friday from Valley of the Falls to the bottom of South Fork, according to a California Highway Patrol social media post. About 10 people in 6 or 7 cars were stranded on Highway 38 near Jenks Lake early Friday, but the agency was working to get them free. Near Potato Canyon Road in Oak Glen, another mudslide surrounded nearby homes in mud. Oak Glen resident Denise Romo told ABC7 that a mudslide rushed down the hillside after the storm hit. "It kind of sounded like an earthquake was coming," she said. "When I opened my kitchen window, I just see the first wave of mud, and it already had trees, mailboxes, a bunch of debris." A flood watch warning was in effect for portions of Central California, including the south end of the Sierra foothills, the Kern River Valley, and the Mojave Desert, until 5 p.m. Friday, according to the Weather Service. Debris flows could occur in the Kern County mountains and desert, where the Borel burn scar is. The National Weather Service said more rain could arrive Sunday, with a 25% chance of rain over the San Bernardino Mountains and the greatest chances over the mountains in San Diego and Riverside counties. According to Villafani, the San Bernardino Mountains could get about a quarter of an inch of rain between Sunday and Monday.
Esta relación, por lo que los automovilistas tratan de